chairs.
Well, I think we all know what's coming first. The fact that Brock Lesnar is not here to represent Raw as their top champion, whether it's to defend the Universal Championship or just compete at all. Been a while, so let me refresh your memory. I've introduced the 30 sin penalty for every Raw pay-per-view that Brock does not show up during his horrible title reign. And what's worse is Mother Nature completely screwed up this pay-per-view hype. 2 matches tonight have been completely screwed over in terms of storyline thanks to viral meningitis keeping Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns away. 5 sins for each match that was screwed up in terms of hype. Blame Mother Nature for this, not me. Oh, and they won't affect how they'll be sin tonight either. Oh yeah, one last thing. Welcome to TLC, a pay-per-view event with 90% less TLC in it. This is basically 2013 all over again. No tables match, ladder match, or chairs match. Kinda on a bad start to this event. Who knows, it could be redeemed, but for now...
Every great story has a beginning, middle, and end.
Except in the WWE, where they don't understand what the term end means.
We are high above the target center tonight.
No, you're not. You're only on the stage, not in the freaking nosebleed section.
I'm gonna see if he can captain his team.
There are no captains on either team, Booker. Previously on WWE. Also, it feels weird to see a #1 contenders match to face a debuting wrestler. It takes nearly 10 seconds before Asuka's music actually hits upon her graphics being displayed on the stage. Was that intentional, or was the audio technician sleeping on the job? Either way, it's a sin. Also, you'll be surprised that despite the negative start to the sin video, a number of sin removers will be given, because remember, the start does not affect the conclusion. Anyway, removing a few sins is a welcome for Asuka to the main roster. Upon seeing Asuka's hair, I suddenly have a craving for rainbow sherbet ice cream. Be right back, I'm gonna go get some. No one cares what's trending.
This is Emma's first pay-per-view singles matchup.
And sadly, her last pay-per-view singles match too. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Fuck you!
Very well in her career. Yeah, great counter there.
In Asuka's first appearance on the main roster, she's already making herself look bad. Emma rolls through the ankle lock, and unfortunately, Asuka runs to the ropes and out of the ring on her own accord. As if we didn't have enough sin penalties, I think we're making history on the WWE Sins because we've managed to launch 4 sin penalties in under 3 minutes. Cue the 10 sin penalty for 10 chance during countouts.
On the attack, and what a win this would be.
With how slowly and easily Emma handled Asuka, I'm actually wondering if this is the same woman who dominated NXT the past 2 years. Or did they accidentally find Asuka's twin sister who's not as good as Asuka is?
13,000.
Shut up.
Shoulders down by Emma.
If Michael Cole meant to say that Emma's shoulders were down, he said it wrong. By saying bye, Michael's referring to the possibility of Emma being the cause of herself getting pinned, despite Asuka being the one that's pinning her.
And Asuka showing she can fly. Cat-like balance displayed by Emma.
What? That was clearly Asuka delivering the drop kick, not Emma.
Toward the center of the ring. Beautiful roll through. No.
Alright, I guess I'll remove a sin for the way Asuka rolled through and kept the ankle lock locked in on Emma despite her attempt to roll out of it.
That's call right there, Corey. And now
What reason would Asuka have to place herself completely outside the ring and onto the apron, completely exposing herself to any counter possibilities that Emma could present?
Emma's name's probably trending. Hashtag pick up your teeth and go home.
1 week later, Corey's prediction just came true, and I'm still pissed off about it.
Mick Foley would never have allowed this to happen.
Instead, Mick Foley would have just given out a random title match to a random person who didn't do jack nor shit to earn it.
It's about tables, ladders, and chairs.
Understandable that Cesaro has that in his mouth, but while he has it, he honestly should not be talking because his promos will just sound awkward.
Stay out of my way.
Teammate wants to destroy their opponents and warns his partners to stay out of his way, cliche.
We will run Monday Night Raw!
Destroying the general manager doesn't make you the immediate first choice to run the show, just so you know, Miz.
Elias.
Impromptu concert. Also, why? Elias waits literally 25 seconds before saying a damn word upon his introduction. This pay-per-view has only had 1 match and my eyes are starting to close already. Haha, Elias has a shadowy penis on his face.
Shut your mouths because I've got a song to sing.
Who the hell requests that the audience be silent during a concert? That's just freaking boring. Jason Jordan is an asshole.
Well, Nigel, here's a 4.
Brian Kendrick's discount Vince McMahon entrance.
205 live.
Wrestler has to change the theme song to fit a more darker tone to his persona, cliche.
Rich Swann, a true friend. He stuck his nose in someone else's business.
Nigel would be great at Cinema Sins 2 expansion. Don't get me wrong, I believe Gentleman Jack Gallagher is an amazingly talented cruiserweight, but I just can't take him seriously with what he wears in the ring now.
Quick exactly as he did. Well, Alexander in without a tag, Vic. What do you say about that?
I'll tell you what to say about that. You must be blind, Nigel, if you didn't see Cedric Alexander reach over and tag Rich Swann.
And look at the height by a clear foot.
And look at the fact that Cedric missed both Jack and Brian completely, which sadly made this moment awkward.
Hooks the leg in Kendrick's inside shoulder.
What's an inside shoulder?
Have started to cut this ring in half.
Okay. I don't get what that's supposed to mean.
By Kendrick.
Man, Cedric can easily get triggered just by having Jack look at him. Someone ought to calm this guy down or something.
Handspring! Roundhouse!
Cedric clearly missed that kick. The acrobatics were impressive, but the missed kick kind of ruined it.
And flying off.
Apparently a clothesline from the top rope causes your body to react in spinning motions.
Top rope!
Considering Brian was watching Rich from the moment Rich climbed to the top rope, he could have moved out of the way and pulled Cedric in to take the hit instead. But yeah, let's remove a sin for Rich's perfect time with a Phoenix Splash.
Roundhouse kick in the...
Considering that daces the hell out of Jack, it's only a matter of time before doing these headbutts will eventually end his own career.
It is!
For a match that didn't have much hype or interest to it, this tag team match really paid off, especially with the acrobatics and amazing high-flying skills from Cedric and Rich. So let's remove a few sins to congratulate them on a very good match. I want to say, despite Mickie James finally getting a chance to become the women's champion, it had to be done with her being on the receiving end of bullying. Alexa Bliss constantly calling Mickie old is almost as bad as the time Michelle McCool constantly called her fat. Not as horrible, but still. Why a spin-off of Mickey's feud with Cool? Bullying is always a sin. Also, you know what would have made this even better? If this match became a tables match. That way, this night could have the usual stipulated matches instead of the bullshit idea of just having a TLC match at the end of the night and nothing else.
Would she call me Biscuit Butt?
Biscuit Butt.
I like my butt. It's cute. Which probably means she wears mom jeans.
Yes, Mickie James.
First, Alexa says that Mickie likely wears mom jeans, and then Mickie actually enters the arena wearing mom jeans. What irony.
She's already approaching legendary status.
You mean she hasn't already? How?
Most women's championships with 7.
Despite the fact that Mickie only won the women's title 5 times, not 6. And don't give me that they're including the Divas Championship because the Divas title is completely unrelated to the women's title.
TLC is presented by...
Skip! Monologuing early on. Hasn't Alexa learned anything from the many times her monologuing cost her matches?
Be careful not to get herself to
Mickie just did what every guy has been unable to do. Except for that one time at that house show.
Look at Kurt Angle returning to a WWE ring.
Literally 80% of the commentary tonight is about Kurt Angle returning to the ring. Sure, it's exciting, but shut the fuck up already. Talk about it too much and it'll become boring before it even starts.
Valid Hall of Famer in my eyes, guys.
I think she already is, Boog.
Well, if that's the case, then why did you say earlier that Mickie has yet to reach legendary status? Do you ever make up your mind before you come out to call the action, or in this case, constantly talk about Kurt Angle?
With the Raw Women's Championship on the line.
In case you thought the WWE Championship was on the line.
Teacher versus student right here, man.
Booker, Alexa was never trained by Mickie at all, so how is this teacher versus student?
Isn't quite sure what to...
Ha. Kylo Ren.
James measuring the champ.
Oh my god, the botches are strong tonight, and we're only an hour into the show.
Mickie trying to...
The crowd is just as bored with the lack of TLC on an event called TLC as I am. Post-match interview. Also, we're seriously going to mourn a single title loss by Mickie James. It's not like she hasn't been champion many times before.
You guys wanted to do this on your own, 2-on-5, but I couldn't let you do that.
So I decided to put myself in this dangerous and potentially career-killing match, even without testing myself out to see if I still got what it takes.
What I do have left, I'm going to give you 100% of.
In other words, we're totally fucked.
To give you this.
Be careful, it might have Roman's germs on it. Now that I think about it, maybe Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose were just trying to get Kurt sick too. Dun dun dun!
Elias.
I might just have to give this a triple sin for 3 wasted minutes of yet another impromptu concert attempt.
Now I'm gonna have to start over.
And now I'm going to have to add yet another 2 sins because this is still going on. Also, who the hell restarts their song from the top just because the audience is booing them? Restarting your song isn't going to change their opinion about you. Is this seriously all Jason could come up with in terms of interrupting Elias, throwing produce? I honestly can't believe that WWE replayed that same segment from earlier. This is literally move by move the same thing we saw once before. Who the hell thought this was a great idea? Jesus. This would, in my opinion, be the perfect place to add in a ladder match for the Cruiserweight Championship, thus bringing in more excitement to this pay-per-view event.
My name
is Enzo Amore.
What's more annoying than Enzo cutting promos like he runs the place? Enzo cutting promos like he runs the place. With a destroyed voice. The Sins are really rising tonight, and don't tell me it's not Enzo's fault because it technically is since he admitted to losing his voice.
That's how quick
Kalisto just lets this happen, instead of, I don't know, attacking?
matchup. You know, I talked to Kalisto.
Infracción de copyright.
Wow, what a unique move into the counter.
I think he meant to say unique move into the cover, because pinning someone in a regular hook the leg fashion is not a counter move.
Enzo Amore scaling to the top.
From one case of infringing copyright to the other. If taunting, copy, and other taunts and Enzo cowering away all the time is what this entire match is going to be, then I'm done. 4 matches in a row where botches occurred. We're halfway through this pay-per-view event and very few good things have happened. Not looking good.
Center.
Oh, another shot, Enzo. So shoulders are down.
Second Raw pay-per-view in a row that Enzo wins the Cruiserweight title, and at the same time, second Raw pay-per-view in a row where I send him for dirty tactics behind the referee's back to win. I'm surprised the other Cruiserweights are not saying, "Hey Neville, wait for me!"
Enzo?
Skip! I know, this match was great. I'm only penciling this in for randomness. That's it. Calm your asses before you start spewing hate. Although, it feels awkward to have Finn Balor don the demon paint for someone he did not intend to set his demons upon. It made sense to set the demon upon Sister Abigail, considering that's who he was going to face. And now you guys are going to tell me it wouldn't be as cool with regular Finn Balor, to which I say the difference between regular and demon is the paint. Nothing else. It's just freaking paint! Who gives a shit about Hulu? Holy crap, even WWE's cameras are forcing us to watch this entrance through the fans' phones. Looks like somebody decided not to look like a pumpkin head tonight. Probably knew I was going to make a joke about Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin.
At one point in their career, they both led the same faction.
Michael Cole acts like AJ Styles and Prince Devitt led the Bullet Club at the same time. Yes, I said Prince Devitt because according to terms of gimmicks and storylines, Finn Balor has never existed in NJPW. Both Finn and AJ are ready to go, in position, ready to fight. Yet the referee decides to stall these two from actually competing for a full fucking minute. I hate it when this happens.
16 making his debut.
Don't mind me, just want to look like I'm taking a shit in the ring, LOL.
AJ knows Finn Balor very well.
How? Normally when that phrase is used, they refer to the fact that two wrestlers have met in the ring before. Yet this is the first time that AJ and Finn have ever faced each other. So the phrase, "these two know each other so well," is kind of the wrong thing to say here.
Trouble Finn Balor now, looking for...
I know that you're inhuman, but even demons should know that's not how you pin someone.
Finn Balor winning the Universal Championship a couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago? When the hell did Finn Balor win the Universal title in 2015 before the title even existed? Let me guess, he won it in Apple, and now we've had that accomplishment along with Chris Jericho's Money in the Bank victory, JBL's Chairs match, Randy Orton's Hell in a Cell victory before 2009, and Christian's 2 Super Bowl victories.
Right on the jaw, the real one, not the painted one.
But isn't the painted jaw in the exact same places as real jaw, Corey?
Oh! AJ!
Alright, that was badass. I'll give that to Finn and AJ.
Face first goes Finn!
Despite the fact that his face was nowhere near the canvas and his arms went down first.
Thinking about the phenomenal forearm, but no!
Once again, AJ thinks that he can successfully deliver the phenomenal forearm when his opponent is literally an arm's length away from him. Did he not learn his lesson the first time that was unsuccessful?
This before. Runs the apron. Mr. Styles, your teeth are in section 133.
Hilarious line, but section 133 is way off from the direction that Finn would have kicked AJ's teeth.
Styles in this. Oh, no, look at God!
AJ sacrifices his own energy and strength just to push Finn across an announce table. Couldn't he just throw him across the table without having to go over himself? That way he'd still be in control and not more winded.
We do not want a count-out victory here.
Then why not just make this a chairs match or something and be the third stipulated match before the big TLC main event? That way, neither one of these guys would have to worry about countouts. AJ, do you mind moving? Your butt's in my face.
And there it is!
Wow, for a match so good, that moment right there was so bad. Here's the first sin. AJ reacted before Finn even got close to connecting. And AJ also fell too early before Finn could even get close to connecting. For a pretty good match, there was quite a number of botches just like the other matches tonight.
AJ up there as well. Oh my!
Was going to remove 5 sins, but because AJ slipped a little and Finn jumped too early, that number has been reduced to 2. Hey, at least I removed some sins. If Finn continues to hit the coup de grace like that, I guarantee eventually WWE will have that move banned too. That's my next prediction. It kind of fit though because Finn was demonic tonight. I thought a demon was an inhuman creature hell-bent on torture and destruction with no heart, so I guess this is a break in the fourth wall moment.
Once again, Elias.
Fuck off with this shit. Taking these 5 sins and shoving them up TLC's ass for the third freaking time we have an impromptu Elias concert.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
So these 3 impromptu concerts hype up an impromptu match that is a complete waste of time. Seriously, why couldn't they have just done this on the pre-show or something?
All kidding aside, this should be a great matchup.
Look at that sign right there. I guess with the addition of Kurt Angle's 3 eyes, the team is now called the Shield, which sounds really stupid. Oh, what? What's going on? Oh shit, I'm sleeping on the job. My boss is going to kill me. I'll just tell him the match bored me to sleep.
You just flip-flopped in a span of 1 minute.
Michael, stop doing my job.
He's staying later for the concert.
Elias has had literally 3 concert attempts. We do not need a 4th one. That's going over the line.
I honest to God don't know what you're watching.
I don't know what I'm watching either, because this sure as hell doesn't feel like TLC at all.
Are down! Did he get it? No.
Bullshit impromptu match ends in a bullshit fashion, considering Elias had kicked out before the referee counted 3. I guess even the referee was sick and tired of all this and decided to pull some strings on his job. Oh yeah, this event has tables, ladders, and chairs in it. I totally did not forget about that because this event definitely lived up to its name for the past 2.5 hours.
Like garbage.
Foreshadowing Braun Strowman's fate. I am seriously adding in 3 sins for WWE having to use a fake sound effect in replacement of Kane's pyrotechnics and making his entrance feel awkward and full of cringe. Oh yeah, and fuck you again for getting rid of the pyro.
That Kane will regret that he ever returned.
Michael Cole literally just spoiled the conflict that's about to occur between Braun and Kane because Braun never said that Kane would regret returning before their match at all. So thanks for the spoiler alert, dumb shit.
They are the current tag team champions.
And their championship titles are nowhere to be found. Alright, I have to admit that was a feel-good moment right there to see Kurt Angle standing with the Dean and Seth. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, Team No Shield Sucks. That to me sounds like the best name to refer to these 3 guys.
Down go Miz!
And the Miz decided to lift his legs up and try to do a reverse somersault on the ground for some reason. You can clearly see Miz, Sheamus, and Cesaro watching Dean, Seth, and Kurt getting in position to ram them with a ladder. And it still takes another 8 seconds before the trio actually advance, so why didn't Team Miz prevent this from happening?
Oh, right into the steps! Oh!
Dean is addicted to Cesaro's Swiss Superman.
Tables, ladders, and chairs!
So far, tables have not come into the mix, so we have yet to see whether or not it favors Dean, Seth, and Kurt.
The hell they are!
No fair, Seth had a head start. But let's remove a few sins because this was a big highlight of the match for a lot of us.
Rollins and Ambrose, high-risk maneuver,
I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's absolutely hilarious that the fans would chant, "You still got it" to Kurt when he's getting his ass whooped. It's as if the fans think that's what Kurt was best at.
By Sheamus, Cesaro, and Miz.
The Miz is actually lying in the far corner of the ring. Only Cesaro and Sheamus are beating down Kurt.
Cesaro are absolutely...
Battle of the Yas.
He'll battle all night.
Oh, God, look at this.
Hi, you dropped that piece of the table.
Oh.
Wow, that was totally devastating, and now Seth has to be in excruciating pain.
It's been a while.
Sure, let's remove 3 sins for the former mayor of Suplex City showing how much he still has left.
The general...
But the many times Kane's hand hit the ground like that, how does it not qualify as submitting?
And Strowman solo!
This single power slam through the table is the reason why Kurt is only involved in 30% of this 35-minute match. We made this whole night be about his return to the ring, and he's missing in action for 70% of his return match. Let that sink in.
Savoring this.
Seriously, the next 3 minutes of this match is each member of Team Miz whacking Seth and Dean with chairs one by one. They got rid of Kurt, and they're annihilating the tag team champions. So why not just pin them and actually win?
Oh, this is system.
We want Lesnar chant. As much as I agree with it, let me ask, why in the fuck would Brock Lesnar come out to help Seth and Dean? How would that make any sense? Then again, nothing about this pay-per-view is making sense anymore.
Oh no!
Wrestler accidentally hits his own partner, which ultimately causes dissension cliche.
Good night! Through the
Sure, Dean managed to break the table, but only its leg. What a damn shame. When did The Miz hire a garbage truck? And who the hell's driving it?
Well, where is it?
Seriously? It's right freaking there, Michael. Even with the ladders in the way, you can clearly tell where the garbage truck is.
and trying to fight out of it.
Why didn't Miz get involved with chairs or something to ensure that Dean and Seth stay in the garbage truck? Seriously, his plan is not making a lot of sense here.
Shield. Wait a minute.
Fuck off.
Oh my God!
Well, I guarantee the commentators didn't walk across that platform to get to their desks at the start of the show if this is the case. 47 seconds of Kane just standing and doing absolutely nothing. We interrupt TLC 2017 to bring you TLC 2010. God damn it, that's the second time tonight that Dean has failed to go through a table.
Oh my God, Miz.
What even is this match anymore? A 5-on-3 handicap, then a 5-on-2, and then a 1-on-1 between partners, and now 1-on-4 between partners? What the hell's even going on anymore?
Oh my God, Strowman is in the truck.
Stupid Miz deserves 2 sins for being the reason why his team loses in the first place.
It's Cesaro and Sheamus.
Sheamus dropped to the canvas too early and made Cesaro's leap off the second rope look unnecessary. Unnecessary playing of Kurt's music. Sure, he's coming back, but this gives Miz's entire team a 100% heads up that Kurt is returning to the match. Why not give them the element of surprise for once?
I can't believe.
And what made this even more stupid is the Miz literally sends his teammates to go after Kurt one by one after having no problem beating their opponents down 5-on-1 for this entire damn match. Why the sudden change?
Kurt Angle is back.
Again. Horrible impersonation of Roman Reigns.
Olympic Shield Bomb. I love that, Corey.
I don't. Even calling it the Shield Bomb is dumb after all the years of calling it the Triple Power Bomb.